Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the January 16th meeting of the Bedford City School Board District Work Session. Thank you all for joining us this evening, both person and virtually. I would like to call this meeting to order. Mr. Frederick, would you please call roll call?
Yes. Ms. Boynton?
Here.
Ms. Turner-Birch?
Present.
Mr. Akins? Here. Ms. Smacklin?
Here.
Ms. Carter?
Here. All are here and accounted for. Let's please stand for a Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, Ms. Boynton.
Good evening, everyone. Visitors are always welcome at our board meetings. So that the meeting may proceed uninterrupted, please silence all electronic devices. Thank you.
Thank you. 2.01 is our acknowledgement of our goals. You can read those at your leisure. We have 3.01, approval of January 6, 2025 organizational minutes. And we also have our 3.02, approval of January 6 regular meeting minutes. Can I have a motion? Yes. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. We now have awards, presentations, and communication. We have 4.01, School Board Appreciation Month and Voices. 4.01, we have a presentation, a video by Jamie C. Cole and Voices of Inspiration under the direction of Ms. Marla Henderson.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, board. Good evening, President Carter, Vice President Macklin, Board of Education. And this is a wonderful, wonderful month. It's Board Appreciation Month, and we have our wonderful students from Heskett, led by Marla Henderson with Voices of Inspiration. And they have something that they would like to share with you, special something that they would like to share with you.
We're
Wonderful job, wonderful. Thank you for the flowers. We truly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love hearing when y'all sing. We might not have y'all ever get. You are important to us. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That was sweet. That was very sweet. Thank you, Mrs. Henderson, for putting that together for us. And Ms. Jamie Cole.
Yeah, so the students did a wonderful, wonderful job. So their sentiments or their words, definitely, we really, really appreciate all of your hard work. And the staff, leadership, and students put together a video for you as well to just show you how much you mean to us. You know, I know this is not an easy job at all, so please think of this moment and think of the video. You know, when times get tough, use it as a moment of inspiration and our way of, and look at it as our way of saying thank you. So here you go.
Hello, BCSD-TV School Board of Education. My name is Jason Mayor. Thank you all for the highlights. On behalf of the athletic department here at Bedford High School, we'd like to say thank you. We appreciate all of your support. We also have two of our stars and athletes.
We're gonna start it over. It sounds like it's a little. Okay. A retake.
We invited the boys basketball program and this.
Okay.
Hello, Bedford City School District Board of Education. My name is Jason Commander. I'm the K-12 Director of Athletics. On behalf of the athletic department here at Bedford High School, we'd like to say thank you, and we appreciate all of your support. With me, I also have two of our star student athletes, Mr. Damian Wright of the boys basketball program, and Ms. Kayla Shaw of our girls basketball program.
We really appreciate you.
Thank you. Happy Board Appreciation Month to each and every one of you. I appreciate all the work that you do for the students and the staff here in Bedford City School District. You care about everyone, and it is truly shown in every board meeting. And I just wanted to say thank you.
This is Mr. Johnson from the Excel School. Thanks for your support and get back to the platform.
Happy School Board Appreciation Month.
Hola, presidente Carter, miembros de la Junta. Mi nombre es Tamara y en nombre de todos los estudiantes que reciben servicio de inglés como segundo idioma, quiero agradecerles por apoyarnos a lo largo de los años. Ustedes han aprobado la compra de Stone y este programa en línea nos está ayudando a aprender inglés. Hello, President Carter and the members of the board. Happy Board President Board. My name is Regina and all the beautiful other students here who receive English as second language service. I want to thank you for support us over the years. You have approved and purchased our Stone, and this online program will help us with learn English. Felizmente agradecimiento a la Junta. Thank you for your support with preparation. Happy Board President Month.
Board of Education, I want to thank you for all the hard work and effort you put in to serving our students and staff and moving this great district forward. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Mom. We love you.
To the Board of Education from Bedford City Schools, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your leadership. Most importantly, I want to commend you for your dedication to not only our community, our parents, but most importantly, our students. So thank you for all that you do.
Hello, board members. Thank you for supporting Columbus and all of what educational things we do.
Happy Recognition Month, Bedford Board of Education. I want to say thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for your passion, your dedication, your love. Most importantly, for our kids. Happy Recognition Month.
Happy Board Appreciation Month.
Hi, I would just like to take this opportunity to thank our board president, vice president, and board members for your dedication dedication and service to the Bedford City School District. I truly thank you for your support and all that you do. Happy School Board Appreciation Month.
Thank you so much.
That's what they
So again, thank you so much for
And lastly, just so you're aware, the Ohio School Board Association also sent you your certificates. So I'll make sure I'll pass those down. And also on behalf of the administrative team, we have our yearly cheesecake back here. So we'll let you guys choose which one you want prior to you leave. Again, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I saw a little cousin in there and other kids that I've seen growing up over the years. So thank you so much, Ms. Jamie C. Cole, for putting that together. And again, thank you, Ms. Henderson, for the babies and singing to us. And that was one of our favorite songs. I think everybody was up here lip singing that. But thank you so much. It does mean a lot to you. Oh, thank y'all. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, everybody that spoke in the video. It does mean a lot. It's not easy being up here. Each board member can tell you that. But having the support of the district and, you know, the families and everybody, it does make a difference. So thank you. Anybody else?
Gracias. Un poquito de español, but that was beautiful. Muy bonita. Really appreciate it, and I really like that we have included all students in that video, and it really just shows that the work that we do is showing out towards our community. And it is. It's a challenge at times, but it's also joyous moments, and these are the moments that we share and that we truly hold dear. Thank you, Ms. Henderson. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Gary. Everybody inclusive in just this opportunity of celebrating Dr. Johnson and all of our executive directors. And also we miss Ms. Jones. She was going out there on the baseline. So thank you for bringing in just our music ministry this evening.
Anybody else?
I would just like to say thank you. That was absolutely beautiful. And it's nice to be appreciated. And I just want you to know that we appreciate all the children and all the staff here in our district. We do this for you. And we just want you to always remember that when we make decisions, those decisions are made from our heart and the passion of what's going on in our district, but we do it for you. So thank you for appreciating us, because we certainly appreciate you.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who had a part in this. Like they said, it's not easy sitting here, but it's a job that has to be done. In some kind of way, we all have to pull together and do this. And to see this is a beautiful thing. Growing up in the district since 1950-something, it's good to see the district changing. It's good to see the students being recognized and doing the things that they're doing, and to see the teachers who care and take time for them. So I just want to say thank you to you. You appreciate it so much. You just don't know how much. And I just want to say thank you, and hopefully we can keep climbing this ladder together.
Also want to echo everyone else's sentiments. Thank you so much for this show of appreciation. The song was beautiful. It's one of my favorite songs also, and it was just glad to see all the youth speak, how they were all represented, as Ms. Turner-Bird said, and it's very encouraging. I would say that things like this help make the job just a tiny bit easier when you see things like that, when the rest of the world may be doing something other than that. So I just want to say thank you so much for this. And please be patient. We are definitely turning this district in the right direction, but it's a climb. It's not a quick race, so just please be patient, but things are definitely moving in the right direction.
Thank you. Well said. All right, so next we have building presentations, Columbus Intermediate and Heskett Middle School. Hold on one moment. And you do have a time limit, 10 minutes each. Love y'all. So please be mindful of the 10 minutes. And we have a timer to help you keep on track.
Good evening. Since we have a time limit, I want to get the introductions out the way. Good evening to everyone. Good evening to the board. Good evening to President Carter, Superintendent Dr. Johnson. My name is Jermaine Huff. I'm the principal of Columbus Intermediate. And thank you for allowing us to display some of the things that we do that aligns with our district's vision and mission. Here today we have.
Yeah, you can take that off if you want to.
Oh, do you want to take it
I just
off?
didn't want to make a promo. Here we have, behind me, I have my Dean of Students, Ms. Carla Eberhardt, and I have two members of my fifth grade, my marvelous fifth grade team. Yes. Our one plan goals, our building one plan goals align with the district one plan goals. So we are lockstep with what we need to do as far as achievement, and they align as far as the areas of ELA, math, and behavior. What we teach, we have 90-minute blocks in ELA, we have 90-minute blocks in math, science, and social studies are divided in 45-minute blocks. MTSS is our multi-tiered system of support. Tier 3 is our most intensive level. Tier 2 is our targeted level, and then Tier 1 is our universal level of support. We also use Hattie's zones of regulation, as methods of teaching. Our Columbus, feedback, direct instruction, and cooperative learning are the targeted areas our building use as far as teaching methods. Our one plan goal, our goal with our one plan is to move our Tier 3 students to Tier 2 and our Tier 2 students to Tier 1. And so we, English language arts. And in math, we use the iReady diagnostic assessment to close those gaps. Our WIN time, WIN stands for what I need. We're also in the process of developing a writing program for ELA. And then math, we use iReady diagnostic to personalize students' individual paths, and also building a building-wide focus on number sense and problem solving.
All right, so this slide right here shows Columbus Intermediate State Report Card for the state of Ohio. And we are so proud to say that Columbus earned a 4-star rating on a 5-star scale. And for that rating, we looked at achievement, progress, gap closing, and early literacy. And so I'd like to direct your eyes to progress and gap closing. We did receive 5 stars for both of those areas. Thank you. And so progress looks at the performance of the students versus what the expectations are for the growth of for the year. And then gap closing looks at the goals that the state of Ohio has put forth for our students and how they met those goals. And so to just take a closer look at our progress, if you take notice to the colors, green, blue, and light blue are the colors that we want to focus on because those were the colors that Columbus earned. Green represents that the students met their expected growth. Light blue represents that students exceeded their expected growth. And then the dark blue shows that our students exceeded their expected growth by a great magnitude. Now, as Mr. Huff mentioned earlier, we when we're doing our instruction, we're using our 3-tier model for MTSS. And so at the beginning of the year, in the winter, and then also in the spring, we give our students an iReady diagnostic. And based on their performance, they are put into a specific tier. So this that you're looking at right now is our fall diagnostic and our winter diagnostic for the reading, English language arts.
So if you look at the red area, in the fall, we had 52% of our students who were in the Tier 3. So that's our most extensive intervention model. And so by winter, which we took 1 month ago in December, we were able to move 52% of our student body down to 38% for Tier 3. And for math, we were able to move 57% of our students in Tier 3 down to 36%.
Social emotional learning is a vital part of our success at Columbus Intermediate. It allows our teachers to teach and it allows our students to self-regulate. These are some of the ways that we help our students self-regulate with social emotional learning.
If you ask any of our 5th grade teachers what we do to bring about the success in our building, we will all tell you it's about relationships. We are 7 people on the 5th grade team, but we operate as one team. And we believe in doing whatever it takes to grow our students. We're self-motivated and lifelong learners. And when it comes to our students and our families, all of our children are all of our children. We teach to the whole child. We focus on having consistent, realistic expectations and support. And you will find many of us investing time inside and outside of the classroom to help support our children to achieve their goals. We also believe in the relationships that we have with our building staff and our building leadership. Oftentimes, we feel very comfortable going to our building leadership on the ideas that we may have, and they also feel very comfortable sharing ideas and initiatives they would like. We also know that our success is also built upon the 3rd and the 4th grade staff in our building success. You will also find that our 5th grade team serve on many different district leadership committees and many different committee content area committees. We are very serious about being mentors to each other, as well as we will also work with students who come to us who are going to become teachers. We also find ourselves oftentimes participating in the community activities, both for the district and just the festivals that the communities have in general.
Since we've partnered with the Cleveland Browns, our building has taken full advantage of the Cleveland Brown Partnership Stay in the Game. We have monthly incentives for our students. One is the highest individual attendance. As you can see, that young lady, she has awards for the highest individual attendance. And then the second one is the highest classroom attendance, which is a pizza party each month. And it's a real fight to get that pizza party each month in our building. We also want to make a note that we had the highest attendance in the district last year, and we were featured on Fox 8 after that. It was a small little snippet, should have been longer, but community and family engagement is also a vital cog in Columbus Intermediate success. As you can see by the pictures, we wrote a grant and we were able to have a family science night, and we had a mobile planetarium there. That was our highest attended family engagement night that night. Also, we had our One Book, One School movie night just this past December. Thank you, shout out to Ms. Lewis for letting us use their auditorium to show the movie. The book that we read as a building was called The Wild Robot. We also have our family skate party and our Donuts for Dudes.
Finally, we pride ourselves in enlisting help from our community experts, and here's just a few of the examples, with one being the Cuyahoga Soil and Water District, where they helped our students learn about plants. The next is a pine tree farm that kind of adopted our students and helped the kids take a virtual helicopter ride to spread the seeds. And the Cleveland Metro Parks, where students learn more about food chains, food webs, and ecosystems.
And finally, I hope we made the time limit. This is just a snapshot of what we do here at Columbus.
This is the power of it. Don't you settle for less. If you just give your best, then you will have success. This is the power of it. Don't you settle for less. If you just give your best, then you will have success. This is the power of it. Don't you settle for less. If you just give your best, then you will have success.
Thank you. If the board has any questions, we will receive them at this time.
I want to say thank you for your presentation. Lots of great news to hear. I love to see the 4 stars. That's amazing. I do have a question. I know I see early lit and achievement is becoming probably a little stressful right now. What are you doing in the process to bring those stars up? I'm sure you're already ahead of the game and working on that. So what is your game plan?
Yeah, we're definitely ahead of the game. We're working with, shout out to Mr. Harrington in the back in the Office of Academic Achievement. We formed a literacy committee, not just, because it's not just an issue with our buildings, it's an issue district-wide. So we have to pull our minds together and develop ways and come up with ways to try to combat that. And it's going to take some time, but we can do it.
Good, I'm glad to hear there's a plan in place. Thank you. Any other questions?
That was my exact same question. I was gonna say, if you can point to, where you are going in progress with that. But additionally, we're building together, right? With new buildings, I also feel that when you bring all your resources into one space, in which that's what we're looking at, that you would be able to have that, it'll fill in the gaps or in the blanks as well. So, looking forward to even that, just having that opportunity, because that would definitely, I feel, would yield to increase that. So, thank you for the work that you all are doing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Comments?
Well, I have a question for you. In terms of different activities that you offered, I saw like the mobile planetarium and things of that nature, which is very nice. I thought that was very interesting to have something like that, and I'm glad the students were able to benefit from that. Is there any discussions like when we do the grants for that to see if we can include our other intermediate schools so those students can participate as well and stuff like that?
Yeah, we haven't thought about that. Yeah, that definitely could be something that we could do as far as including the other intermediate schools, yes.
Right, we're eventually gonna be one school, so.
Right.
I would just like to say congratulations, has got 5 stars.
And four stars, but speaking into existence. Speaking into existence.
I am going to speak it into existence. But anyway, just to get 5 stars, that's big. I know overall, I know it's 4. That is really big. Congratulations to all your hard work. And yeah, I was just speaking of the different areas. Because I look at areas where the progress is. I really do, especially 5 stars there. And we, I don't know if we adopted a new curriculum for Bedford City Schools. So I know with the new curriculum and all the hard work that Dr. Harrington is, I know he's getting it together, I already know. And that it's just wonderful that we have a new curriculum to help us even move higher. So I'm glad to be aboard for bringing the curriculum to us and the board approving that curriculum. This is going to be big. We are going to be big, and we're going to continue to grow. But great job, appreciate you.
Not gonna keep y'all, let y'all walk to your seats. I just wanna say that being creative and getting the families out by doing the science and doing the virtual helicopter and all of that, like, I love those ideas. And please pass that information on to the other schools so they can get just as creative, because if you said you had your highest attendance participation from families, by doing that, like, we need to keep working together as a district and find out ways with other schools how we can get more attendance from our families, continue to grow that attendance, because having the families involved and being a part of it is such a huge difference. So definitely keep thinking outside the box and passing that information on so all of our schools can work together and do the same thing. Thank you.
I want to speak on the relationship. I want to say one thing about that, and I'm glad you stressed this. No,
y'all gave some great information. We don't have a choice.
These things are important. I mean, so you have to talk about that. So building relationship with our children, they're going to come to school. building a relationship with the families, they gotta bring them to school. So, I mean, I didn't make my little note, because I have to move it back from my, table here. So anyway, that is so important. So I'm so glad that that is a big focus in your building. And I'm sure it is in all the buildings, but just to hear you say it, we're gonna speak it into existence for everybody. Build those relationships. Thank you.
Heskett Dream Team.
All right. Thank you to the Board of Education and Dr. Johnson for allowing us to highlight Heskett Middle School this evening. I'm Mrs. Ham, the building principal of Heskett Middle School. I have Mr. Gaines here, the associate principal.
Yeah.
We'll just start right here. Mr. Gaines, the associate principal. We have Mrs. Paul, our 8th grade school counselor. We have Ms. Marla Henderson, our SEL interventionist. I am going to value your time. I see that timer, and that timer is running. Okay, so our Heskett 1 plan. For us, we are focusing on all areas. We're focusing on the limited, basic, proficient, and above. With our 1 plan, we're hoping that we can move our limited students to basic, our basic students to proficient, and so on and so forth. We highlight not only our students, but we also highlight our staff. We recognize our staff monthly and our students as well. Here's our champions, our LEL champions from last school year as well as this school year. You were able to see some of them with Voices of Inspiration. You were able to see some of them with our band. Shout out to Ms. Jones, shout out to Ms. Henderson. Thank you so much. Who are our scholars? So we have a total of 606 students that's walking through the doors of Heskett Middle School every single day. Our attendance rate sits at 91.03%. And we are teaching a plethora of classes. We're teaching our normal cores, ELA, Math, Science, Social Studies, but we also teach advanced courses as well. We teach advanced ELA, advanced Math, Geometry, Algebra 1, Pre-AP, Advanced and Pre-AP 8. Our elective classes, we have ASL, Family Consumer Science, Orchestra, African American Experience, and so on and so forth. So our students have the opportunity for the most part to choose which elective they want to take. So we do have a lot of options for our students. For Heskett assessment data, this data represents our iReady data. So this is from fall to winter. And we did make an increase of 8% from our fall to winter for both math and reading. We have a long way to go. But like Columbus said, those relationships, like the board has mentioned, we have a new curriculum, which is Savas. So we're excited to see the results once we move forward to OST time. Some of the strategies and interventions that we are using, Hattie's high yield strategies, one of the things that we use as a building is the jigsaw method. And we have a list of strategies that we also use for both reading and math. And one of the things that we do to make sure we are on the same page, at any given time, you should be able to go into any classroom, whether it's an elective class or a core class, and be able to see our whole building skills that's being implemented. And for this month, the focus is on Part A and Part B, multi-question step problems, okay? Because that is something that is important for the OST time. If a student does not get Part A right, they won't give them credit for Part B, and so on and so forth. So that's something that we're trying to really highlight and focus on. We've talked about this multi-tier systems of support with other presentations that we've had, other presentations that other buildings have had as well. So this is something that you may have seen before, and we focus on this for academics and behavior when it comes to the MTSS process, in which we do have at our school. I'm going to hand over the microphone to Mrs. Paul.
So us as school counselors, we go into the classrooms every single month. So right here, I'm currently the 8th grade counselor, but Mrs. Smith is the 6th grade counselor. So she listed some of the lessons that they have touched on every single month. There's an activity, the One Honey of a Game for the math fundamentals that they've done. There's pictures of the 7th grade choir and the band, and also there's been 40 students who were recognized as high achievers during first quarter. For the 7th graders, we have a great partnership with College Now, the Europe program. One of the biggest things that we put on this year, one of our programs is Career Day. So there are pictures there. And also, she wanted to spotlight Ms. Hogue, the 7th grade counselor. The math program that they're doing is called Mathematics Races. She wanted to highlight that there. And there were 43 students who were recognized for first quarter academic awards. For 8th grade, I listed the lessons that I've done monthly with my 8th graders, along with the collaboration with College Now Europe. I have also pictures from Career Day, which we were very proud of because we brought alumni back from class of 84, 88, to all the way to class of 2011. So there's pictures there. I wanted to highlight Mr. Cook, his math class. They did an SEL lesson incorporated with math that he's very proud of. With STEAM, there's Ms. Anderson where they were building bridges, and there's pictures right there. And just some things that's coming up with the 8th graders. Of course, they're most excited about the trip to Detroit. We're going to include a shadowing day at the high school this year, the farewell dance, and the promotion coming up in June.
So looking at HESCA discipline data in comparison to semester 1, we looked at last year's semester 1, and we highlighted a couple areas of focus for this year. As you can see the data there, a little bit of comparison is with our disrespect to staff. However, we looked at from quarter 1 to quarter 2, we had a decrease of 35% in physical aggression and fights, and that was from quarter 1 to quarter 2. And then when we're talking about discipline data, we also talk about our positive referrals. Our positive referrals was a big push for us for semester 1. We had the teachers submitting positive referrals on a daily basis. And as you can see, 7th grade had a total of 206 positive referrals. And we also had a competition for our teachers as well, submitting positive referrals. And we all have a tie with 2 teachers submitting positive referrals. And for every positive referral a student they receive a phone call home and also an email to their parents. And also 10 extra PBIS points. And so for our PBIS rewards, I'll turn it over to Ms. Henderson so she can talk about that.
So for our PBIS rewards, it's a tier 1 intervention, and students can earn 5 points per class, meaning all the reward expectations. And they can use these for access to school events, our staff versus student events. They can even visit the PBIS store. So we're excited about that. SEL team, SEL students, for students, services for students, restorative services, which are restorative classroom meetings and circles, mediation, suspension, intervention, services in the ATS room. In relationship to the suspension intervention services, we've been able to really work each year to fine-tune our program, and now we are proudly reporting that of all the students who participated, 92% have not had a second fight. So we're really excited. We have an opportunity to provide SEL services to our adults, our teachers, and our staff members. Instructional support, mindfulness. We do mindfulness with our staff. Trauma-informed PD during staff meetings, PBIS teacher and staff member of the month. SEL lesson, co-planning, and individual support for teachers. And I pass it on.
We're going to pass it on and talk a little bit about our parent, community, and school engagement. As you can see, we have people coming into our building again, and that's exactly what parents want to do and the community want to do. And so there's a couple that's listed here, highlighted, but I'm going to give the microphone very quickly to Ms. Paul so she can talk very briefly about our PTSA.
PTSA has joined back here at HESCA. We are so excited to have PTSA active. We've been meeting every single month. We've been We have a concession stand that we've been doing. We've been participating in the dances. We have so many things planned in collaboration with the students. They serve dinner for our teachers, for parent-teacher conferences with the teachers. We really appreciate it. So we are excited, so excited to have PTSA back active at Heskett.
All right, that's a little bit about Heskett Middle School. Thank you so much for allowing us to
That was a lot of information, and I congratulate you for staying within your 10 minutes. You actually had 52 seconds left over. I'm talking, so good job. I just want to say that, I saw a lot of great stuff in there. You went straight past the state award for Oscar. You sped right past that. I saw that. That's okay. But congratulations on that.
trying to make that
fourth
time.
year in a row. It's okay. I did have a quick question. I did see where you said you're disciplined. I see the numbers went up for the year. What is it that you think happened or contributed to the failure to comply increase? Why do you think that happened, and how do you plan on correcting that?
So one of the things that I'm stressing to not only my staff but the students is they have to be accountable. And in the past, we might have been a little bit lenient in a lot of areas, but if you're too lenient, there's no teaching happening in that space. So I don't want my students to believe that if they're acting up in the classroom or if they're failing to comply, at the end of the day, they're causing themselves not to get the learning that they desire, and they're causing the other students not to get that learning. So they have to be more accountable. So that's why that did go up, but we are working on that. And the way we're working on that is we're having our SEO department, and I want to give a huge shout out to my SEO department. I tell you, I put my SEO team up against any other SEO team. I'm telling you, because they go into the classrooms with those lessons. They're constantly doing mediations so that we won't have those consistent issues with students. I mean, it's middle school. They come every single day. Like you one day, they can't stand you the next day. So it's always concerns in the middle school all the time. So our SEO team is very vital in the work that we do here.
I appreciate that. And then I'm gonna let somebody else. I just want to state, I like the fact that you're calling home for positivity, not just negativity. And I hope that you continue to do that more often. I think that makes a difference not only with the parents, because you're building that trust with them, so now every time they see the phone, it's not just something negative, but you're calling to say something positive about their children. You're not becoming that enemy with them. So constantly calling them to give them the good feedback and letting them know that their child is recognized as doing something positive within their classroom, I feel is amazing, and it's a huge difference. So thank you for doing that.
Get out of my head. Both of those, what I was gonna say.
Great minds think alike.
Well, yes. So I was gonna bring light and focus to that as well. However, additional question, are those the only, like you said, aggressiveness, it was failure to comply, and then disrespect to staff. Are those like the highest written referrals? Like, why are we only focusing on those three?
Those areas were two of our highest. We didn't want to put we had a lot of data. And we can always share that data. That's something that you want me to end up sharing with the board. But we have a lot of data. So those are two things that we wanted to highlight because that's what we're seeing teachers writing students up for and sitting in those office management referrals.
I also want to bring light, thank you for that. I also want to bring light to the fact that you're also doing SDL work with adults because sometimes the failure to comply language of criminal justice, social justice, the disrespect somewhat kind of teeters it, but it also can think of the framework in which it's being, why it's being written, or when it's being written. So the fact that you're doing SEL work in the adult as well, because sometimes it could be a bias there. Sometimes it could be out of frustration that those referrals are written at a certain thing. And depending on, there's multitude of students in the classroom. There's IEPs, there's 504s, some children have ADHD, autism. I mean, there's a spectrum in the classroom. And I can see how sometimes things can get frustrating or overwhelming. I've been in the classroom, so I do understand. I'm not speaking from a perspective not knowing what you all are, dealing with in a classroom face to face. But I do appreciate that because I feel that that may be a connection to lowering it in the future as well. And again, the positive referrals, something different to show that a child is seen and heard. Because it's good if a child who may have acted up and had one of those referrals because they were caught being good, what they used to do back when I was in Glendale, caught being good. Then it shows that, okay, because if they're always getting written up for something, they're like, well, maybe I'm a bad person. But that doesn't mean that you're a bad person or anything of that nature. So I just think it helps for camaraderie. And also, as she said, the engagement. Because sometimes parents don't want to keep getting phone calls that you want to say something different. I mean, like a complaint about my child. Sometimes somebody wants to hear, okay, are they doing something? Can we find something this child can do? So I just want to say kudos for implementing something different, and I can see that the work will in the future go.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I just want to say keep up the good work. I was the first class in Heskett. So I'm gonna say something, but she ain't gonna pop me. I wasn't one of those students they called my mama and said, Sharon is, they was like, if you don't hurry up and get her out of here in high school, but I wasn't a good one. I'm not gonna sit here, but I'm so glad to see that Heskett's still going, and the students haven't changed much, but they have changed a lot. So, I did some things that I know I shouldn't have done, but being the first class in Heskett and seeing Heskett grow like it's grown, it's really proud.
And it's still standing.
Yeah, it's still standing. I mean, I was okay. Just say that, I was okay. Cause I had to go there 2 years because they went finished with high school. So I was okay. They allowed me to drive because I was drivable. So I'm glad to see Heskett's doing well. And I made it through there, so and they can do this. Believe me, they can do it.
So they can get mentored by Miss Sharon.
No, they don't want that one. But I mean, to see Heskett moving on the way it's moving on, I'm so proud of you guys. And I just want you to keep going. And Heskett goes, then go do something different.
That's a formative age, so you're gonna have challenges, and it's important. I mean, it's important to build accountability, but we also also have to remember they are children and they're still growing. Brains are still underdeveloped, even in that age group. But I also want to bring one thing that I forgot when I spoke before. I'm sorry, I'm long-winded, but not really sorry. But I liked that you doing the shadowing, because it shows them an opportunity of seeing and getting a sense of what the high school is like and what is growing. So, and I know at the younger grades, we do that. You know, they kind of do that crossing over and they do a shadow for a day. So I appreciate that, that's happening this year too.
And I just wanted to, I'm gonna tell you, stay off my notepad here, because I need you to stay off here. I was thinking of something when it comes to the positivity, and we don't have all the data of what they've done to be disciplined for, but depending on what the situation is, if it's something minor, like you said, it wasn't on here, or maybe it's very few of them, finding a way to turn that negative into a positive so they don't get the referral, depending on what the situation is. Finding a creative way to be able to say, okay, how can we turn this into a positive, and they understand what they did wrong, why they did it, and next time they're in that mind frame, they can do it a different way. That might be another way where we're able to get some of those numbers down, and get better data. So then that way, those who are failing to comply, okay, was it the first time or was it several times? Okay, and then why is it that you didn't comply, and what can we do to make you more comfortable with complying with what we're asking for, or was there something in the atmosphere that was going to, whatever the case may be, but maybe finding a way to turn it into a positive, so then that way they can feel better about themselves too. So it's like, okay, yeah, it may be continuous, but what can we do to turn this into a positive, and we're not getting these referrals? So maybe, helping them through that. And I know, Essie, I'm sure you're doing an amazing job. I mean, just seeing the data and everything that I hear, I love it. So maybe we can utilize a lot of that in that situation.
And I just wanted to say one thing, I'm sorry. Kudos to these two, okay? Because their department went from 4 to 2. So they dropped half. And they are still visible, they are still all over the building, and it's just 2 of them. I'm used to being always one-on-one with the admin, and it's just one associate principal. But they are really working their butts off in that building. And they're, like I said, last year they used to send 4 APs, 4 principals, or 4 principals, I'm sorry, assistant principals, what 4 total? I'm saying 4. So, it was 4 total last year. Okay, whatever the title is. Administrators, and I say administrators, 4 administrators in the building, and all 4 wings of the building, and now we're just down to 2. So I just want to say kudos to them because they are working. Yes, she leans on us, we lean on them. It really is a team effort, and I just want to let you all know that they are really, really working hard with the discipline. As like I said, it's only 2 of them now, so it's a lot of referrals that they are trying to address, behaviors and everything like that. But they are really pulling down that board, and I just want to say that.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to say, you must have looked on my notepad, because I was going to give you kudos, Mrs. Ham.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, and I'm going to be politically correct. Talk up, I can't hear you. I like it. But I would just like to say, it does start at the top. Your leadership is turning Pasco around. And I just want to say that. And middle school is very, very tough. And it's just not tough in Bedford. It's very challenging because of the children. They're maturing and they're not sure yet what they want to be. Still little children and adults. So it's very, very tough. But as far as with that, because it's not just the discipline, of course, affects the academics. And it takes some really, really strong people to teach at a middle school. But the change has to start at the top. You have brought about some major changes at the middle school, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your team. And thank you for building those relationships. You guys got to build a relationship with the children and the parents, which sometimes can be very tough with the children at that age. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. We
are on to 5.01, consent agenda. Do we have a motion for consent agenda?
Motion to approve consent agenda as presented.
It has been moved by, thank you. It has been moved by Mrs. Boynton and seconded by Mr. Akins that we approve consent agenda as presented. Any questions? Any comments, questions about consent agenda? No? All right, you're done.
Ms. Boynton,
Yes.
Mr. Akins,
Yes.
Ms. Turner Birch,
Yes.
Ms. Macklin,
Yes.
and Ms. Carter.
Yes. 5-0, thank you, board. We are on to 6, Board of Education, old business and new business. Is there anything that we would like to discuss?
I would just say at the next meeting, Mrs. Carter, I would like to, bring back to the board. I kind of mentioned it at the meeting last time about it, as out in the school, that's one thing. You know, have more information about how it actually is set up at the school that represented, I'll be talking to, so just getting some more, data on that and how it's working. And also, just looking at bringing in a couple of speakers to talk about the different pieces of legislation that's going to be definitely be impacted by. And also one other thing, bringing in and it's just again to talk to Dr. Johnson and our team about it. Another program that is offered that's out there and see if it would. In fact, I know it could benefit our students here at Bedford. So just something that's already bring to the board and to Dr. Johnson.
All right. Anyone else?
I just wanna acknowledge that Monday is Dr. Martin Luther King Day. His birthday was yesterday. And you know, that we are acknowledging, his presence and the work that's still needed to be done. But we shall still move forward. I also wanna make an announcement about the Alumni Athletic Night on February 7th, Friday, February 7th. So alumni, we need to show up and show out. You can purchase gear. I believe there's is there a registration code or something?
Yes, there's a scan code on the flyer.
A QR code on the flyer. I didn't know we were gonna register, so they gotta register. Oh, okay. We get some special?
Oh.
But you can purchase alumni wear at the game and before the game as well on the website. So just wanted to make sure that we are coming out and supporting it. You know, it'd be great to see that 2000 team show up.
Juneteenth is coming up. We do have a committee that is going to start meeting. So if anyone is interested in that, please reach out to either Ms. Turner Birch or myself so we can provide, if we can get an email on the distribution list so we can go ahead and get that taken care of. We will be having a meeting at the end of this month, the 30th at 6:30 p.m. Cannot forget that date. That is her husband's birthday. Also, Special Olympics will be happening. Do not quote me on the exact date because I do have it, but I will have that at the next meeting. But we will be actually having, if anyone wants to volunteer for that, we are starting meetings this month. We're gonna have one. I just got an email about that also. So if anyone is interested in volunteering for Special Olympics or being on that committee, please let me know. April 27th, that is a Sunday. So please keep that date in mind. Anything else?
One other thing, the board community engagement meeting.
Yes.
Again, is February 1st at the Bedford Heights Community Center at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Again, I want everybody to show up. We will have GBD there. We'll be giving doing a presentation regarding our buildings.
And I know at the last meeting, I always did, shared the different awarenesses for the month, but I just wanna bring light into what next week is. Next week, the 19th through the 25th, is Hunt for Happiness Week. So, in a time period where we are just right now, collectively, let's take a moment to be grateful and look at the things that make us happy, and see the brighter side of many things, even though some things may be dark.
Anyone else before I do my little closing?
One other thing, I just want to say thank you, Jamie, for getting the word out about the different things that we're trying to do as a Board of Education. We appreciate you.
Thank you. So as we end our meeting for this evening, I want to emphasize the importance of collaboration and active participation in our work as a board. We are not here only as policy-making body, but we are here to work together in a way that fosters a positive, constructive environment for the benefit of our students and our community. I encourage each of us to provide feedback to one another in a supportive and respectful manner. It is through open dialogue and thoughtful conversation that we can best address challenges and create solutions that move our district forward. Every perspective is valuable, and when we listen to each other and engage in meaningful discussions, we all become stronger and in our decision making. This includes our superintendent and our treasurer, as well as our admin executive leadership team. Ultimately, we all share the same goal. We want to ensure the success and well-being of our students. And to reach that goal, we must work together in the spirit of unity, always focused on collaboration. So let's continue to support one another, keep an open mind, and empower one another as we make the best choices for the future of our district. So for that, I want to thank the board members for your commitment, your dedication, and your willingness to work collaboratively for the benefit of our community. And I also want to thank our students, families, and our community members for your continued support and involvement as we look forward to working together to achieve our goals. So for that, I want to say, can we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
It has been motioned by Mrs. Boynton and second by Mrs. Macklin. Roll call, please.
Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
Ms. Turner Birch?
Yes.
Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes. Thank you, board. And we will see you at our next meeting. And which will be February 6th. Motion adjourned, or meeting adjourned.